Greetings to all. I continuously and constantly encourage people, including myself, to question all this shit. But again, always start with yourself. Start with your own beliefs, start with your own thoughts, because it always has to begin or start with yourself. And as you again begin with yourself, you then journey outwardly. See what I'm saying? And then you begin to question things that you see and perceive in this realm or in this world. So again, don't be afraid. On this never-ending journey, this never-ending quest, this never-ending story, things continuously unfold and unrevealed will reveal themselves to us. It's just a matter of tuning in to receive it. One of the things that I came to the understanding of earlier this year, as a matter of fact, something about initiation. Interestingly enough, I was in the midst of having a conversation about initiations when the understanding came to me, and that is that initiations occur throughout one's life. A lot of times we get caught up in the idea that an initiation only can take place in some type of formal aspect, like you're formally initiated into a spiritual system, or you're formally initiated into some type of fraternity or sorority, that type of thing. But the truth of the matter is that we are initiated first and foremost of all within ourselves, because again, understand that all things we experience in this physical realm are simply projections and reflections of us internally. So if I am initiated, or if I am to be initiated in some type of spiritual system, fraternity, or sorority, that's only because I've been initiated already within myself. And let's understand what is an initiation. You know that you have been initiated, and again, I'm not talking about from the formal aspect. I'm doing just throughout your life, because again, throughout your life you've been initiated. I know I have, in many different ways and many different times. You know you've been initiated when you basically ascend to a higher level of understanding and awareness. That is simply what initiation, or when you have been initiated, that's when you know, or let me rephrase that, that's when you know you've been initiated. When you ascend to a higher level of awareness and understanding, when you have released some type of attachments, when you have ascended out of another illusion, you know you have been initiated. And again, I remember the earliest I've been initiated was probably like 11. And if I can think a little bit more than that, I'm sure I've been initiated earlier than that. But the earliest that I can recall right now is probably like at the age of 11. And I'll tell you how that shit happened. I was listening to, I bought the first tape I ever bought, and I did say tape, that I ever bought was Public Enemy's It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. I bought that shit when I was about 11 years old, and I used to play that shit all the goddamn time. I'm talking about, I used to play it and bump that shit on my Walkman. For those who used to have Walkmans, you know what I'm saying? I used to play that shit on my Walkman, listening to it all the time, night and day and night. And what occurred was that as I continued to tune in into my frequencies, into what they were saying, into the sound, into the music, into the energy of it, my level of awareness and understanding elevated. The way that I saw things differently from that point on. I started to even tune myself into, for example, I used to be on the lookout for the next Public Enemy video or the next X-Clan video, just to receive that type of information, and just to see what the fuck they was doing in their videos that I was so I guess in tune with, that I wanted to receive within myself. So again, we have to understand that the initiations occur throughout your life. It's not just some formal shit that you go through. Another thing people have to understand too is that initiations also occur within your dreams. I've been initiated in my dreams also, on more than one occasion. I'll tell you another thing, or another time, I say, when I've been initiated. I was about 16 or 17. Now, mind you, at this time, I was a Christian, okay? I went down, well, not just me, but my family and I went down to FAMU, which is in Tallahassee, for those that don't know. FAMU University, for my uncle's graduation. He was graduating from FAMU. Now, at that time, he was living in a house with other roommates, and his roommates were all Yoruba. They were all into the African, the Yoruba system, or the Yoruba spiritual system. So what happened was that while all my other family members who came down for the graduation stayed at the hotel, I stayed at the house with them. I stayed at the house with him, my uncle, and his friends. Now, also, what was interesting is that during that time, his roommate or one of his roommates was being initiated, formally initiated, right? But the thing about it is this: my spirit revealed this shit to me earlier this year. I was also being initiated at the same time. Because what happened was this. Again, I could have opted to stay at the hotel, but I chose not to. I stayed at the house. Now, mind you, I wasn't like feeling, like, oh shit, I can't stay here at the house because, I'm a Christian, and I'm not, I'm a Christian and they're Yoruba, so I can't stay here. In other words, I didn't feel uncomfortable. I felt very at home and very at peace, and slept my ass on the goddamn couch. And what happened was that during that process, I was also being initiated. But again, I didn't realize and understand that shit at the time. I didn't realize it until earlier this year. So again, we have to understand that initiations occur throughout your life, in the physical realm and also in the dream state. Because the dream state, you also become initiated in different ways. You just have to come to the understanding of what that shit is. But again, once you elevate to a higher level of awareness and understanding, once you release it, when you are released or when you have released attachments and these fucking illusions, that's how you know you have been initiated. So just want to give you some goddamn synopsis, I guess as they say, on what an initiation truly is. Because again, we ultimately always want to apply things first to the physical realm, not realizing that you have to first apply this shit to the spiritual realm or to the internal realm. So apply your shit to the internal realm, and let's get it moving and popping. Peace.